Ever wondered why some teas hit you with a bold, malty punch, while others refresh your senses with a delicate, grassy whisper? You might love both, but the secret to their wildly different experiences isn't just in the brewing, it's in a hidden process they don't always tell you about. Forget everything you thought you knew about these two iconic beverages, because today, we're diving deep into the true story behind green tea and black tea, uncovering the scientific magic that separates them and what it really means for your health and your palate. For centuries, across cultures and continents, tea has been more than just a drink. It's a ritual, a comfort, and sometimes a spirited debate. Whether you reach for a robust, comforting mug of black tea or a calming, vibrant cup of green tea, you're enjoying a beverage that traces its origins back to a tenual, humble plant, Camellia sinensis. Yes, it's true. The very same plant gives us both these beloved brews, yet they boast such distinct characteristics that you might think they come from different worlds. How can one plant create such diverse flavor profiles, appearances, and even different health benefits? The answer lies not in their DNA, but in the intricate dance of human hands and natural processes. The key differentiator, the maestro conducting this transformation, is a process called oxidation. Imagine a fresh apple, crisp and inviting. Take a bite, leave it on the counter for a while, and what happens? It starts to turn brown. That browning, that interaction with oxygen in the air, is a simple example of oxidation. Now, apply that concept to tea leaves. This seemingly simple chemical reaction is the primary divergence, the fork in the road that fundamentally shapes whether those fresh Camellia sinensis leaves become a dark, hearty black tea or a bright, verdant green tea. It's a subtle yet profound difference in how these leaves are treated after they're picked, and it's this distinction that impacts everything from their taste to their potential impact on your well-being. Let's start with black tea, the world's most popular tea, enjoyed by billions every day. Once the tea leaves are plucked from the Camellia sinensis plant, they embark on a journey of transformation that embraces oxidation. The process typically begins with withering, where the leaves are spread out to dry slightly and lose some moisture. This makes them pliable, ready for the next crucial step, rolling. Here, specialized machines or traditional hand-rolling techniques break down the cell walls of the leaves, releasing enzymes and essential oils. This is where the magic of oxidation truly begins. The broken leaves are then spread out in cool, humid rooms, allowing them to fully interact with the oxygen in the air. This exposure triggers a series of enzymatic reactions. Think of it like watching that apple turn brown, but on a much more controlled and delicious scale. Over several hours, these enzymes work their wonders, transforming the leaf's chemical compounds. You'll notice the leaves gradually change color, transitioning from their fresh green to a coppery red, and finally to a deep, dark brown, almost black. This full oxidation process isn't just about color. It fundamentally alters the tea's chemistry. It develops those bold, robust, often malty flavors that black tea is famous for, and it generally results in a higher caffeine content, giving you that invigorating kick many rely on to start their day. After full oxidation, the leaves are dried, typically with hot air, to halt the enzymatic process and stabilize the tea, preserving its newly developed characteristics. Now, let's pivot to green tea, a beverage celebrated for its fresh flavor and vibrant character. Green tea takes a completely different path, one that actively prevents oxidation. The moment those tender leaves are harvested, the clock starts ticking, and tea masters race against time to preserve their natural state. The critical step for green tea is kilgreen, also known as fixing. This involves rapidly applying heat to the freshly picked leaves, either by steaming them, a common method in Japan, or pan-firing them in large woks, traditional in China. This rapid heat application deactivates the enzymes responsible for oxidation, effectively locking in the leaf's green color and fresh, grassy flavors. By preventing oxidation, green tea retains more of its chlorophyll and other natural compounds that would otherwise be altered. This minimal processing is what gives green tea its characteristic lighter body, often with a fresh, sometimes vegetal, or subtly sweet flavor profile, and of course, its beautiful, vibrant green hue. The leaves are then rolled and dried, ensuring their unique qualities are maintained. It's like picking that apple and immediately blanching it to prevent browning, preserving its original freshness. These differing processes create truly distinct sensory experiences. When you sip black tea, you're often met with a complex tapestry of flavors. Depending on where it comes from and how it's processed, black tea can offer malty notes reminiscent of toasted grain, earthy undertones, bright floral hints, or even a smoky depth. Think of the robust, malty richness of an English breakfast, the bright, citrusy perfume of an Earl Grey, or the delicate, wine-like character of a Darjeeling. Each cup tells a story of its origin and journey. Green tea, on the other hand, presents a fresher, often more herbaceous or vegetal flavor profile. You might detect notes that are distinctly grassy, sometimes resembling seaweed or even spinach, with a subtle sweetness lurking beneath. Varieties like Japanese sencha are famous for their fresh, oceanic taste, while matcha, a powdered green tea, offers a creamy, umami-rich experience. Chinese dragonwell, longjing, can be nutty and slightly sweet. It's a world away from the bold flavors of black tea, offering a more nuanced and often lighter experience. Beyond taste, there's the buzz factor, caffeine. Generally speaking, black tea contains a higher concentration of caffeine compared to green tea. This is partly due to the full oxidation process, which can make certain compounds more bioavailable. So, if you're looking for a serious pick-me-up to kickstart your morning or power through an afternoon slump, a strong cup of black tea might be your go-to. However, it's not always a black and white comparison. The actual caffeine content can fluctuate wildly based on several factors: the specific tea plant varietal, the growing conditions, the part Dellen leaf, mostly fodio, and crucially, how you brew it. A longer steeping time, regardless of tea type, will extract more caffeine. So, while black tea usually wins the caffeine battle, a strong, long-steeped green tea can still offer a respectable stimulating effect. Now, let's talk about something many of us are deeply curious about: health benefits. For years, there's been this underlying tension, this unspoken competition in wellness circles. Is green tea truly superior to black tea for your health? The truth, like a perfectly steeped brew, is a lot more complex and satisfying than a simple yes or no. Both green and black teas are absolute powerhouses of beneficial compounds, primarily rich in antioxidants, specifically a group called polyphenols. Think of antioxidants as tiny superheroes within your body, constantly fighting off villains called free radicals. These free radicals are unstable molecules that can damage your cells, contributing to aging and various chronic diseases. So, just by enjoying either tea, you're giving your body a valuable assist in this ongoing battle. However, the specific types and concentrations of these antioxidants do differ, largely because of that oxidation process we discussed. Green tea is particularly lauded for its high concentration of catechins, especially epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG. Because green tea isn't oxidized, these delicate catechins are preserved in greater amounts. Research has extensively linked these catechins to a range of impressive health benefits. They're associated with heart health, helping to improve cholesterol levels and blood vessel function, potentially reducing the risk of heart disease. Some studies also suggest catechins in green tea might aid in weight management by boosting metabolism and fat oxidation, though it's certainly not a magic bullet. Moreover, green tea's anti-inflammatory properties are also often attributed to these potent compounds. Black tea, while undergoing oxidation, doesn't lose its antioxidant punch. It simply transforms its polyphenols into different, equally beneficial compounds called theaflavins and theobromines. These are what give black tea its distinctive dark color and robust flavor. Don't let anyone tell you black tea is a lesser health option. These unique black tea antioxidants have been extensively studied and linked to significant health advantages too. They've been associated with improved cardiovascular health, similar to green tea, by helping to maintain healthy blood pressure and blood flow. Furthermore, black tea consumption has been linked to a reduced risk of certain cancers, much like its green counterpart, through its ability to combat oxidative stress and inflammation. It's not about one being definitively better, but rather that each offers a slightly different arsenal of beneficial compounds, each with its own specific strengths. The problem of choosing which is healthier quickly dissolves when you realize both are incredibly good for you, just in slightly different ways. So, after this deep dive into the fascinating world of tea, what's the verdict? The ultimate choice between green tea and black tea truly comes down to individual preference, your current mood, and what you seek from your cup. Are you craving a bold, invigorating beverage with a higher caffeine kick to sharpen your focus? Black tea might be your perfect match. Do you prefer a lighter, more delicate flavor, perhaps seeking the potentially higher concentration of specific catechins? Then green tea could be your ideal companion. Both are incredible gifts from the Camellia sinensis plant, offering a delicious and healthful way to hydrate and enjoy a moment of tranquility. Whichever you choose, remember that every sip is a journey. If you're thirsty for more fascinating facts about your favorite drinks, tap the video on your screen right now.